See, we don't have big intros here because it's Monday Madness. Oh, it happens, doesn't it? We've already got 2 people on. That's the craziness we're contending with on this Monday Madness. So we've got... I can't see. Where's my YouTube? Where's my YouTube? Let me see what we're looking at. On this side, is it this side? On one of my sides, we've got Craig, Darth Vapor that we were here last week. This side. And then down below, we've got Chris from Full Moon. He is the one true Full Moon. How you doing, guys? You alright?
Alright. Great, man. Thanks for having us on.
It's alright, man. How is things with you, Full Moon?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
We're working on editing today.
Oh dear. Do you know, I'm a really sucker for when it comes to editing because I can do it quite well. I'm a very amateur in 3D modelling and stuff, but when it comes to stuff like that, I can do it. So when it comes to normal editing, I am really good at it. But no offense, guys, I just really can't be arsed most time. It's not that it's gone busy, and because it takes me about an half an hour to an hour to edit a review anyway. So when it comes to actually putting fancy stuff in it and making it look good, I would just think, have you been editing anything interesting?
I've got a live premiere that I'm doing Wednesday night. Doing a horror movie countdown. It's gonna be the first premiere on my channel, so.
Nice.
Working on the top 12 sequels better than the original.
Nice. Greg, when I finished show with you last week, our lass had a question to ask.
What's that?
It's probably quite a predictable question. Is he anywhere near I'm a Celebrity Castle?
I don't have a clue. I know he's in Wales, that's all I know.
You know about as much as me then.
Yeah. I've never really ever watched it, to be honest, yeah. Yeah, I know it's somewhere in Wales, but I don't know where. There are a lot of castles in Wales, lots and lots of castles.
I like a good old castle. An old one, not some, I know Windsor Castle's old, but...
Yeah.
See,
We got one by us called the Philly Castle. It's the 3rd biggest castle in Europe.
Wow.
It's massive.
Show a little bit of that one.
No, I don't think so.
But it's weird to watch, because don't get me wrong, I'm not a TV kind of person. But watching that, you kind of think, all this stuff they've done on it, surely they haven't altered the actual castle much. Surely when they leave it'll be like it were before.
They'll have to, won't they? I think it's like those listed building things sort of rules, isn't it?
Full Moon, you're in America. Do they have many castles in America?
No. None that I can really think of, unless I mean, there's some big, huge old houses from, the 1800s, but as far as like a castle, nothing real, no. There's a couple of knockoffs running around. And stuff.
Yeah. See, I mean, in our last watch is like Ghost Adventures and stuff. They're American, and they're always on about England being has a lot more history than America. And to me, that just seems so weird that one country can be older than another, if you know what I mean. You'd think all countries came about at the same time. You know what I mean? Do I sound stupid? The Earth was created, and surely, I don't know.
Yeah, but you gotta remember when the industrial side of things didn't come here, or not really industrial, but like it was very primitive here before the Europeans came, and that was only been 250, 300 years ago. And you guys have history back 1,000 years where y'all are easy.
See, I were thinking this morning actually that it's so strange how we don't really have a concept of time. If you look at things like an example, I was reading something about even Flat Cap, I read something yesterday about the
Guys,
polio, which were in 1950s, and then you think about the world wars, and it seems like so long ago. Yeah, I mean, it is history. If you look at London, you wouldn't think that 70 years ago it had the Blitz and everything. You know what I mean? It's so strange how fast how fast things change. I mean, 70 years seems like 700 years ago. To someone like me, obviously, I presume if you were around at World War, then it wouldn't seem like 700 years ago. But for someone that weren't alive for them events, I mean, same with kids these days. If you said to a kid, like, I'm older than the internet, they're like, yeah, alright. You know what I mean? Things that you weren't alive for just seem like they're as old as dinosaurs. Are you joining in, Flat Cap?
You know, I remember the early '80s quite well. So, you know, and there's a lot of people today that I talk to, you know, in different groups and things, and it's like, you know, they talk about that when their parents were kids.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like you see all over Facebook and then all these like people saying about how the 80s were great and the 70s were great and how everyone today is all stupid.
You see, I look at 80s and 70s and all that exact same light as I do dinosaurs, because to me there is no proof to me that it existed. You know what I mean? For all I know, Earth started on the 1994, and everything before that is a lie. It never even happened. Because that's how it works, doesn't it? I don't think we've got many people watching, but if there's anyone watching wondering about Kev, Kev isn't here tonight because he's working. When he says he's working, I think he means he's attending. As we discussed last week, he don't really do work. So yeah, obviously we don't have much planned for this show, so shall we look up... Have any of you got any jokes? Last week, people decided to start telling jokes. Have either of you two got any?
What do you call a man who can't stand up? Neil. That's what I knew for when I was a kid.
My favourite, I don't know if I told him last week, but my favourite jokes, I did tell him last week, I'm sure I did, they all evolve around simplicity. Like a fish swims into a wall. Damn. Two monkeys in a bath. One says ooh ooh ah ah. Other one says put some cold water in them. Two snowmen in a field. One says that's funny, I can smell carrots. Two fish in a tank. One says to how to drive these things. See, they're the best. Just simple things that a 10-year-old can get. Let's look at some random.
Why did the orange stop moving?
Why?
Ran out the juice.
That's sort of a joke you'd get on back of a penguin. So how's the coronavirus situation over in America, Full Moon?
Around where I live, because I live very rurally, we've got a couple of decent sized cities around us. I'm a couple of hours from Nashville, which is probably the biggest one around here. 4 hours or so from Atlanta. So those places, it's not great, but like around here, in this general area, there's really not a whole lot of anything. Our numbers around here, from what I've seen, have stayed pretty steady.
So I suppose one of them things, isn't it? Because we always go to Castleton, which is a rural area, and you always think it'd be nice to live here, but if it snows or if you need to go shop for some milk or something, you're screwed. But then when something like this happens, that's the real benefit of living somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Apart from, but it's not so much because obviously we haven't really got anywhere that's. I mean, to London, I'm in Midlands, and to London that's only like a 2-hour drive. So we're not really big enough to have somewhere that's 4 hours away from anywhere else. But so we might be old, but we're small.
Yeah.
But so places like Castleton during lockdown, it attracts people because they want to get out to where there aren't going to be many people. But I mean, I went we go constantly. Even when Lily were a baby, we used to just drive out when it was dark and sit and watch stars and stuff. Make sure car were nice and warm for Lily. So to see it, even in summer, because in summer it gets busy, but then you go in like spring and autumn, and it's still rammed. That's when you know people are desperate to get away from people.
Yeah.
But ironically, you're better off just staying where you are, because everyone else is trying to stay away from people. Right, so random fact. So far, oh no, we'll not talk about diseases. Apparently, the 29th of May is officially Put a Pillow in Your Fridge Day. Now, see, there's a lot of this sort of stuff, isn't there? Today is officially whatever day. And I want to know, where is it official from? Is it official in an actual country? Is it official online? Is it, I mean, where is it official? Who decided? Tell you what, I think everyone today should put a pillow in a fridge day. It just seems so.
I know, when they invented it, because fridges are not old, really, if you think about it.
JR wants to know what everyone does for work. If you don't want to answer, feel free. JR, I own a vape shop, hence Vape Mill. And I do tons of other stuff as well. Did you say I'm employed, or did you say unemployed?
Self-unemployed.
Yeah, I'm unemployed at the moment.
I own a vape shop, I do stock exchange, I do more things like a poker stick at. Which is always good when Cheech comes round and says Victor should get a job. Because I was thinking, should you want a job? Come on. Shall I do another random fact? Because I think that was a bit bogus. How can you have an official put your pillow in the fridge day? I want to know. Actually, there's a bit more information. The strange holiday spans back to the early 1900s, where families would place a piece of cloth in their larders. It's celebrated in Europe and the USA to bring luck and wealth to your household. Now, if you think about it, it's celebrated in Europe and USA. So if you're out in Asia, you're going to be reading that, thinking on the 29th of May, we all put pills in the fridge. When in reality, people in Europe and USA have never actually heard of it, have we? I mean, I speak for myself. I don't know about YouTube, but I certainly don't celebrate that day.
Yeah, I'd never heard that one before. Around here, you'll have like states and even cities that'll have special days commemorating, people or things that happened there. But there's some national stuff too. But I never heard about putting a pillow in the fridge. That's a new one.
Well, we'll do a quick survey. We've only got one American, so we can only ask one person. But on a quick survey, do you believe, full moon, do you believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows?
All milk comes from brown cows.
Touche, my friend. Because apparently 7% of American adults believe that chocolate comes from brown cows. But you have got a good point. You have got a good point.
That's the only color I've ever seen a cow that was solid colored. I mean, maybe black, but most of them that I've ever seen are brown, spotted or something.
Yeah.
Isn't it a rhyme or something? And it goes something like, "Oh no, brown cow."
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Here's an interesting one.
You working on any recipes, Chris?
Do what?
Are you working on any recipes?
I just did a really, really basic one. I haven't filmed it or anything. I'm playing with it. It's just pineapple. It's just a iced pineapple. I think I got a little bit too much mint in it, though. I don't think that's a finished recipe yet.
Here's a good question for you, Full. If you could only have 5 other base flavours, and all the rest were going to be wiped off the planet, what 5 base flavours would you leave?
Oh,
Ah,
that's a tough one. You have to. I like fruits a lot, so an apple is one that I've used quite a bit. But I do like some bakeries, so I'd say an apple. Sugar cookie by Capella is super useful in like everything. Um, One of the Bavarian creams. Then I'd probably do like more fruits for me, but the peach and the dragon fruit. Uh, Dragon fruit's super useful in everything. It really adds the nice liquidness to things. So you can make like beverages out of it. You can make desserts out of it that you need to add moisture to. So, cactus pears.
the So a similar question to you, Craig. What's your favourite? What's your favourite juice?
It would be something with icing.
Something like
Probably a cola, like a cola, icy cola, or something all icy orange. But I'm a nut for tobacco vapes as well.
you could have said untold, really, couldn't you? You could have,
Yeah, that's what I meant. Peach. I love peach untold.
I'm not going to win any vapor round awards this year, am I? So I may as well try and push it while I can. There's not many other opportunities coming around.
The chapter 4 apple I'm looking forward to. Who's it apple? Chapter 4?
Yeah, chapter 4.
Yeah.
It is a really nice apple as well. Really. See, apple always makes me. Whenever I think, oh, I'm going to try an apple, I always think, yeah, but, because I think the thing is, when you first start doing. When we first started vaping, way back when, your main flavours you got was apple, coffee, tobacco, and menthol. So now, that horrible apple high nicotine hit, that's what I still associate with apple. So it's an hard push, but the Untold Chapter 4 apple is absolutely obviously it's subject to opinion, but I think it's just so sweet and not to blow my own trumpet or anything.
I'll be fine. I get paid Wednesday. I'll buy it Wednesday. I'll probably buy 2. All the rest ones I bought, they don't last me 2 seconds. It's just gone.
They're alright. They are at distros as well now. So it's all good. Shall we look for a random? See, fact vape. Tell what we'll do. We'll type in fact vape and find out what information comes up, and debunk what's real and what's not. I don't even know how to pronounce that website. NHS will be supported. Vapingfacts.health.nz. So I presume that'll be New Zealand, won't it? Surely. Vaping. Oh dear. How disgusting. Ah, no, that's better. It hit me then. Let's see if I can. Let's just see if I can get this on screen for everyone. Which I designated a window to do this because obviously it didn't work last week. Bang that in there, and then if on OBS I close. There you go. I don't think I'll close chat as well so we can see it. I don't know if sorry, I don't think YouTube will be able to see it in Zoom chat. You'll have to go to YouTube. But when I first opened this website, it came up saying vaping is not harm free, and I thought, oh, we've got an anti-vaping website. But then it came up saying vaping is less harmful. See, vaping is not harmless. Oh, vaping is less harmful than smoking. That's the kind of media we like. Vaping can help you quit smoking. Yes, it can. Fact. Did you know? I don't know where it were from. Somewhere it said, how do I bloody close? Oh, I did it for OBS, didn't I? Pop chat back up, and then we'll close that off again. So back on show now. I don't know where I read it. I think it was in a vapor round. Apparently, the statistics show e-cigarettes are twice as likely to get anybody off smoking than the alternative nicotine replacement therapies.
I tried the nicotine replacement for years and years. It did not help me at all.
The shite. What did you try?
I tried the gums, the sprays, the patches.
So I had the patches. I tried one of them inhalators and little white little tube things that just gives you raw nicotine. They were awful. What was it like in America about trying to get people to quit smoking full moon? Because obviously over here we're entourage with a plain packet cigarettes, and they've got the health warnings on them, and then they put taxes up every 5 seconds and all that. Is it kind of the same in America?
Yeah, they don't have the plain packets yet. Well, at least not nationwide. There's a couple of places that have them, mostly California. But the warnings, the used to be just the whole narrow side of the pack, and now it's like the whole back side of it. It's all 2 or 3 different warnings, and then it's about the price on it is about 80% tax. Now around here in Alabama, our price for a pack of premium cigarettes like Marlboro and all that, I think is like $8 a pack. But
Wow.
but I think Mike Vape said on the show the other night that in New York they're like $14 a pack.
Yeah.
How many cigarettes in a pack?
20.
Thank you.
14
Most
US.
packs. Now there are some premiums that only have like 10, and they're about the same price, or the super premiums.
See, $14 currently equates to £10.51 sterling, and that £10.51 is what we'd anywhere in England is what we'd call a cheap packet of fags these days. I think when I quit, I think last time I bought a packet of fags about 2 years ago. A year ago, 2 years ago, and they were going. Oh, it must have been 2.5 years ago, and they were edging. The cheap ones were edging £9 then. So
I know, like packs of fags off Dodgy J were costing about £8 now, so even they've gone up. Like,
but $8 where you said that they can be quite cheap. $8 equates to £6.
Yeah.
£6 for 20.
Yeah,
Lord.
and when I started, I was bitching about paying $2 a pack.
Do you know, someone said to me over a month in shop, well, probably last year actually, with all this lockdown, that it's funny when you quit smoking, because you quit smoking and you're like, oh, I'm saving £100 a week, minus £5 on juice, cracking. Then a couple of months down the line, someone goes, oh yeah, that juice is £5 a bottle, £10 a bottle, whatever. It's a bit expensive, isn't it? Whoa. So you've gone from £100 a week down to £10 a week, and now you're moaning £10 a week is a bit expensive.
I've worked out, I decided to buy tobacco juice by the litre, and it works out, if I did that for the full year, it'd work out to £3.40 a week.
How much do you get to both of you, how much juice do you get for a week?
A week.
Well,
60 mil.
because I mix my own, I don't really look at it as to how much I vape in a week or how much I go through in a week. And being that I'm unemployed and all I'm doing is sitting here either mixing or playing on the computer or whatever. Right now, I'm probably going through 120 mil or more a week easy.
Oh man, I'm just checking out what George is saying. See, I find. Yeah, sorry. Joe's put me off there with his network error. Yeah, I think I probably do about 50, 60 mil a week. See, there was someone that came in my shop, and he said he'd been into another shop locally. This was about 2 years ago, and apparently the person that worked in that shop claimed to get through 60 mil a day.
Oh God.
Now I think that is just ridiculous. If you're going through 60 ml liquid a day, you need to be putting a little bit of nicotine in there. Because you're clearly craving for something there. Or you need to go and see a doctor about your anxiety. But I can see if you just sat. See, to do it in a shop, to do that in a shop, even a big shop would just constantly be clouded out.
Yeah.
I don't get, because I go mad. Whenever I finish 3 Men in a Vape Show, I stand up and I can't. Obviously, you don't see it because I've got a green screen. But as soon as I pull the green screen down, there's just this thick fog around me because bedroom door's shut and I'm clouding away. So, and that's when I'm on a talk show. So if I was sat on my own doing it, it'd be a lot. But to get through 60 mil a day, that can't be. I think you would braggy.
I know once mind, I will be honest. I bought lemon jizz off from Pets and Liquid. I done 100 mil in a day and a half. And I was just couldn't put it down. It was lovely. Oh God.
God damn. That's but it is the
But
big...
I was on the Ragnar mine, so that's Elva juice, that's that.
The big downside of having a juice that you like is it don't last as long as the juices that you don't like. And that's not because time's flying, that's because you can't stop puffing on it.
It also depends on what setup you're running. Like the Brunhilde, I can go through twice as much juice in it as I can even the bulk. Especially if it's got fresh wicks in it, because it every time you tilt it up, you know, it sucks it up into it, and I can roll through a 30 mil in a day in it with fresh wicks.
Yeah, Darren just said he does 30 mil a day.
Mouth to line, I'll do about 6 mil a day.
Well, the guilty conscience. Last year I reviewed loads of disposable pods for EC Click. They were disposable 50mg pods, and I was zero nicotine as well before I started reviewing them. And because I spent about 3 weeks on 50mg, when I stopped, now you'll have seen me on 3 Men in a Vape Show and whatever other shows I'm on, I've got an empty tank, and that's because it's emptied, but while ever it's full, I just drip my Nic Salt on top of it and puff. So I never realise when it's empty because I don't get a dry burn because I'm just dripping onto my tank.
Yeah.
But that's because of the 50mg. So it's from 0 to 50, 50 to 20, and I'm back down to 10. But at the minute I'm really missing the really thick clouds of a 70-30. So I think I'm going to cut out the 10mg, go back to 3, and then after a month on 3, cut it out completely again. So I used to have a lot of arguments as well. When I went zero nicotine, a lot of people said, oh, well, what's point? Nicotine's got medical benefits. And the reason I went to zero was because I didn't see the point in keeping the addictive substance in there.
Yeah.
If I could get rid of the nicotine out of it and have a year free of nicotine, then I knew I was 100% free from the addiction, and I could quit whenever I wanted to. And I were, because it's easy to say I do it because I want to, but let's face it, we've all said that about smoking in the past. So if you can cut the nicotine out of it, then you can happily say I do it because I want to. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm still on my 1 year target to get down from 50 to 0, which is really bad because you get customers in and I'll give them a pod system with 20ml salts, and I'm like, after a month we'll drop you down to 10 and blah blah blah. It's like yeah, and after like 3 months I've gone from 20 fags a day to 3mg pod on 10 watt, and then I'm sat there with 20 milligram. I was like, ah, shit, you hypocrite.
When I first started vaping, I was dual using a lot. I found it hard to stop, but I haven't had a cigarette now since July.
B, what's Darren M saying? I've lost my chat. I usually do around 30 a day. Habit is either 0 milligram or 6. Easy choice. Yeah, I agree. There's so many hidden benefits to vaping as well. Like, for example, no one ever mentions this. Imagine you're stood waiting for a bus or a taxi or whatever. There's always that moment where you think, do I have a fag or is it going to come? And then you spend the next half an hour waiting for this late bus thinking, I could have had a fag. But if I light one up now, it'll come. Now with a vape, you ain't got that because you can just go, oh, bus is here. See, that's a hidden benefit that no one talks about.
I remember when I was a kid, we used to be allowed to smoke on a bus.
Yeah.
Buy cigarettes off a bus driver.
See, I'm 26.
Our ice cream man used to sell them drugs as well.
I'm 26, but I can remember people smoking in pubs. From going in pubs with my mum and dad or whatever, I can remember seeing people smoking in pubs. But see, that's another thing my economics teacher said. He said it's weird. When the smoking ban came, see, my teacher was saying this at school, that's how young I am. And he was saying when the smoking ban came in, I was really happy that smokers had to go outside. And then a couple of months later, I was pissed off that I had to walk past them to get into the pub. And I always found that interesting, how people's mind slowly alters and we get more and more narrower. PG has antiviral properties as well, another hidden benefit. Ah, there you go. Darren M giving some health advice in regards to vaping. I didn't know that, I really didn't. One of them is, I've heard this but I've never checked it up. Apparently one of the ingredients, PG or VG, I presume it's PG, is used in inhalers apparently.
Yeah, I do that.
But like I say, I don't take my word for it if you've never heard it, because
I think it's PG.
Yeah, well, it depends on what kind of inhaler it is, or at least here, could be different there. But like my mother has one of the asthma rescue inhalers, and it actually has. Do what?
Is it called Salamol or something?
I don't know what the name of it is, but it's actually got both PG and VG in it, and it's like, I think it's like 90% PG, and then it's got just a little bit of the VG in it so that it hears better inside your throat and into your lungs, and then of course the rest of it's medicine. So.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because at the beginning of COVID, I don't know if you got it over here, full moon, but at the beginning of COVID, we had all the usual propaganda. Vaping will spread coronavirus. What the fuck? And apparently they were reckoning if you blow vape out and someone inhales it, you'll catch coronavirus off them. You know what the bollocks? And scientists kind of went, yeah, that's just not true whatsoever.
So winter's coming and people can see our breath. I wonder what they say now.
Bill Hicks told a brilliant joke about smoking. It was something along the lines of you walk past people while having a cigarette and they cough. He says, I usually turn around to these people and say, well, you need to get that cough sorted out. I've been smoking for 30 years and I ain't got a cough that bad. Darren M's got us a quote. Propylene glycol may be a powerful deterrent against pneumonia, influenza and other respiratory diseases when vaporized and inhaled, according to a study by a US doctor in 2009. Boom! By the way, if it is a powerful deterrent against pneumonia, influenza, and other respiratory diseases, it will also be a powerful deterrent against COVID. Boom! Up vaping. Another reason we should let us vape shops open. Do you know it doesn't really piss me off that I've been forced to shut. Well, forced, because if I really thought I needed to have open. But the real thing that really pisses me off about it is off licenses are classed as essential. Now, why on earth is an off license essential but a vape shop isn't? That's the one thing that really grinds me about it. PG hasn't changed much in 40 years, much less for the last 10 years. Joe's was smoking 2 packs a day for 42 years, and in 2016 I began vaping with 0 milligram. It was magic. It's a kind of magic. Oh, Darren, I don't think you'll be able to share links. Send it over, and I'll post it somewhere. But yeah, it's been wonderful. My dad has been trying to ring me, but I must have got several missed calls off him. I've got 7. So I'm going to end it there tonight, guys. If you two want to join me again next week, please do. Anybody watching this now or on replay that wants to join me next week, please do. I think Kev's going to try and join in before he goes to work next week. It's been wonderful. The thing I like about how I've laid this out is that there really isn't any plan to it. I mean, Craig said he wanted to join last week. Full Moon messaged me about 3 hours ago, and said I want to join in. And it is just open for all, anyone joining. And it's just chat. It isn't a show. It's just a chat and keep active throughout COVID. And I probably won't carry it on after COVID because I'm busy. And to be honest, every day I go, shit, I've got to do a live tonight. And it was never supposed to be a serious thing, and that's why I didn't mind doing it over other shows, because it weren't a permanent thing. It has been great talking to you both. So, are you coming back next week, Craig?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Are you coming back Full Moon?
I don't know.
Depends how bored you are.
I kind of leave it up in the air, but yeah, if it's an open invitation, and I can find work it into my schedule what it is.
If at last minute you decide you want to join Full Moon, just put in chat, can I join, and I'll bang link in chat.
Alright.
Joe's, I haven't been doing giveaways. Purely because my shop's shut, so I ain't got any money, so I can't afford to do giveaways. The council said I could have some money to help pay me rent, but I still haven't heard any word about that, so hey ho. Anyway, Darren M, Joe's, anybody else in chat, it's been delightful. We'll see what happens next week. And that's what I was saying about how much I like the show. It is just so random, and I mean, like last week we had a lot of views live. Week before we didn't have as many, but we had a lot of playbacks. And this week's been steady, but I expected this week to be steady because we've changed time. Is what it is. Like I say, it was never supposed to be a popular thing. It's supposed to be one of the things where if people just want to come and chat, they can. It's been delightful. Would you like to say anything before we leave, Craig?
Thank you for having me on, bro. Thanks everyone in chat. Have a good one. Stay safe. And rock on.
Full Moon, I have got your link as well. Would you like to say anything before you leave, Full Moon?
Just want to say, I know it's kind of a late thing for you guys, but it's my first premiere Wednesday. It's 7 p.m. my time, which will be 1 a.m. your time. Anybody who's locked down wants to pop over and join, it would be much appreciated. Really want to thank all you guys over there for kind of welcoming me into the UK community, so it's much appreciated.
Happy day. See you Wednesday.
Yeah.
Indeed. Anybody that's watching now or in replay, the chat will still be there. About this time now, Full Moon's link is in the chat. Big Ray, thanks for watching, dude.
Thanks for having me.
that's it. We're done. Let's end the stream. Thanks, guys. See, I'm rubbish at ending streams. This is why I don't do my own live show, because I'm rubbish at it, guys. See you later, guys. Gone.
It's called fastest cake in the world. It's called